Something that makes you distinct and unique, your raspy voice, where did that come from?
It's come from nearly 40 years of coaching and yelling at people to catch the ball.
Whakaaro ki te Poi Tūkohu, ko Michael Jordan tērā. Ka whakaaro ki te Whutu Paoro, ko Jonah Lomu tērā, ko Richie McCaw tērā. Te whakaaro ki te Pāwhutu Paoro, ko te ingoa tuatahi ka mahuta I te ngutu o te tangata, ko Peter Walters.
Peter Walters is the #1 thing to happen to our sport.
Mr. Touch.
Yeah, he's Mr. Touch.
Mr. Touch, Peter Walters. I think he's an absolute legend.
I don't know where Mr. Touch came from.
No touch there. Go left. A great idea of detention when the Aussies defend. What a ball from Walters! For Matty Mattai.
Oh yeah, the no-look flick pass here. People talk about that one all the time. We called it the ninja close.
Skill, vision. I suppose for touch enthusiasts or geeks like myself, maybe. Yeah, that pass was awesome. You know, no look.
That was quite a popular move for us through the 90s and that.
Peter Walters, gas pedal to the max.
Peter Walters was a name you've heard of so many times, but it was also like a myth that you never really saw. This down far in New Zealand.
It's funny, my young fellow's here the other day and he was like, oh, you see Peter Walters? And I go, bro, I played with Peter Walters. And he was like, what do you mean? I go, well, 2000 tour Peter Walters, even though he's a lot older than us, you know what I mean? I still got to play with Pete.
Peter Walters is famous in our household with me and my husband. We actually have one of his singlets that are hung up in a frame and put into our gym so that, you know, every time we're on the bike and stuff, we're looking straight at Peter Walters' singlet and we're like, yeah, we want to be as cool as him.
Has there been a better influencer of the sport in this country? Hard to say.
When it came to the game, I'd say I was ruthless. I had confidence that I knew I was fit and strong, and I wasn't the fastest, but I was quick enough. And when I'd take the field, I'd look across, you know, at my opposing middles, and I go, I'm prepared, I hope you are, because I'm going to be throwing everything I have at you. So, yeah, let's go.
My cool style while I greet the funk with my Māori. One up, off and up on my bass guitar. My skills allow me break the tension or the tackle like Jonah Lomu on attack. I paid my dues from here to Timbuktu and back. Mad if I have my crew up in the house, it makes the difference. It is my preference. I still pursue to inject you with my horiest intelligence. So intelligent, make way for the native of all back on your. Behold my cool style while I greet the funk with my Māori. Incredible, lyrical, and original.
Ko au atu I te whātakau taua pira I te ao Pāwhutu Pōro. Ko pēmiua te wāhi whakawai ia I o na neke rongonui. Ko horapa whānui tōna rongo ki ngā whakareanga.
Some club photos, here our men's photo. We used to do New Zealand tours, South Island tours. This one here, Millsy was an All Black captain. You get a lot of other guys, like obviously Remus is a superstar, Chucky, really good stepper, Jason Silly, my nephew Dash. Yeah, they were good times, good people.
When did you first hear about touch?
Look, I was playing under-20 rugby for Marist Auckland in New Zealand, and my guy from the club, Greg Thayer, brought it back to New Zealand and to the club, and he started a touch competition. Yeah, well, they said, oh, look, it's its own game with its own rules, because, you know, in rugby we played touch, but you tap the ball to yourself and run. So this new game came with a whole lot of rules. And yeah, I just liked it straight away. Took to it, it's, you know, it's a lot of vision decision, a lot of footwork, speed. I was young and I had some of those traits. So yeah, took to the game really well and liked it. This photo here, it's Richie, myself and Rushy. So Richard Barnett, Eric Rush and myself. We all played for Dusties, which was one of my first teams way back in the day. We were the captains of our national side, Richie with the Kiwis, Rushy with the New Zealand Rugby Sevens and me with the touch.
I oroko tīmata mai tana whakatuanui i tētahi tīma mahi. Arā i te kapa Dusties. Ki pai te kapa nei ngā whetū maiangi o te ao hākinakina. He tīma i tau ki ngā ngutu o te motu.
Yeah, Dusties, probably one of the super men's teams that came out of Auckland.
A lot of those sort of rugby converts that would come to touch to keep fit in the off-season, they would come through the Dusties system.
Oh, the Dusties has always got a place in my heart. That's where I started, really. Myself, Frank Bunce, Peter Fats, Rushy, there's a lot of us that used to run on the rubbish trucks for the Dusties.
Dusties was probably one of the iconic teams in New Zealand back in the early days of touch especially.
Bryce, that was his business and a lot of us worked for him, so that's where the name came over. He said, oh, well, I'll sponsor the team, so he got us uniforms and that.
Most of us worked on the rubbish trucks at some stage or the other. You know, I was on there for a while in the holidays from uni, so that's where the Dusties name came from.
We had a lot of success. We went down Whakatane, we won that 7 years in a row, and then a lot of our boys went on to play for Auckland and New Zealand, so yeah, it was a good start for me.
Peter Walters, he was the driver, so when you see him, his nickname was Powerpole because he always used to hit them. That's a lot of people wouldn't know that's his nickname, but he'll hate me for telling you that. But he hit quite a few power poles.
And then I broke away from the Dusties and started my Galaxy team. Yeah, we have a standing joke amongst a lot of my mates that I dropped them all at some stage in some year. It's a good thing to look back and laugh on, but seriously, it was never an easy thing to drop players or stand players down. You know, you only allowed 14 in a game, so 2 have to stand down, whether it was a selection for a rep level. Yeah, it never gets easy dropping someone, but it's something that has to be done.
Mai te kapa rongonui o Dusties ki te kapa Galaxy. Koe nei tētahi tīma I panonihia te hapori pāwhutu Paoro o te ao, mo ake tonu atu.
And this photo here in the green uniforms was our first ever Galaxy team. 1987 we started across the road here in Dunker Road, Panmure, Auckland. Yeah, it was a bunch of my schoolmates from up north. I got a couple of rugby mates in and a couple of touch boys, and that's how it all started. At the time when I started playing, there were other good teams out there like Xylons, like Asterix. So I thought, well, I'm just going to go with that intergalactic theme. So I just made up the word Galaxy and I thought, yep, that'll be us.
They're a brand. They're more than a club now, they're a brand. And people are happy to put their name in their country to that brand. That's the reach that Galaxy have had.
Well, the Galaxy is special to me because I started it. That was in 1987. Yeah, and we've got quite big. We were actually quite global.
We are Galaxy Sense Fiji. Galaxy! We are Galaxy!
Also, we're in 15 countries with over 130 teams. And we never knew it was going to get like that, but then people overseas were saying, oh, can we start up and what do we have to do and that? I'll be in a town somewhere and then I'll see kids running around, they're running around in Galaxy shirts and you meet people at World Cups and they'll come up and say, oh yeah, I'm playing for Galaxy Switzerland or I'm playing for Galaxy Hong Kong. And you know, we're a family that sometimes we don't even know we're part of it until we come together at a tournament and stuff like that.
Ara tētahi puawaitanga o te kapa Galaxy I raro I ngā akoranga pira. Ko tētahi tino toki, ara ko Milner-Skudder. Ko tākoro mā te kapa Aotearoa takiwhitu, a ko whai wāhi atu ki te Super Rugby me te NRLW. Ka mutu, ko tū hei kāpene mo te kapa pāpango.
There's a lot of Galaxy girls in there as well, and a lot of touchies. Noel Williams, obviously, she started with us when she was 13, came through the touch pathway and then pathwayed into sevens, became a star. And she's still a star.
Yeah, I have a tattoo on my leg of Galaxy Touch Club. Yeah, so Pete's nickname for me is D2, so that's like Dad 2, like my second dad.
With the scoop, runs towards the left, props, goes right, now's in the end goal. Needs to find someone and marked, and it's Noel Williams. Out on the right-hand side, what a play.
Pete, pretty much since I was the age of 12, till the time I started playing with the New Zealand Sevens team, which was about 24, picked me up, took me to all the trainings, you know, told me, you got to eat this, got to eat that, got to do this, do that. Like he really stepped into that father role as my dad was in Australia with my brother at the time for league. So I'm really grateful for Pete and everything that he's done for me. Yeah, I have a big part of my heart is with Pete, and I love him lots, yeah.
He mea whakatupu nā te kapa galaxy, te murau o te tini, te wenarau o te mano, o te ao, Pāwhutupōro.
Ko ia te tuahangata mo te mahu e te tangata, whakamahi ngā waiwai e rua. Ana kārea nō pia kia tino kite I tētahi tangata pērā rawa te nui o tana awenga ki te hākinakina.
Just the aura around him. He was the best player in the world at 16 years old.
He changed the game, you know what I mean? The way his footwork and that, especially for us at Canterbury, you know, we had to play against him in his prime. We had to change the way we defended, like we learnt how you have to defend against steppers.
Yeah, I'd done a little bit of training at home. But then when we were down the park, East Auckland GI, you get cheeky to a few island boys and Māori boys, you got to run, right? Jump fences and run away from them, or they're going to give you a haere. Nō te upu o te ao, iwa te kaumārima, huraina mai ai tēnei whetū, tārake o te kēmu.
Yeah, Remus at 95, the World Cup in Hawaii, that's like the stuff of legend. It is just something that is almost folklore and something that is ingrained in the history of our sport.
You know, when you're forcing Australia to change their game plan, to create a new defensive system to try and stop you, you know you're the man.
Remus in Hawaii, yeah, he was the talk of the town for sure. Like, how do you stop that? And the Aussies found it difficult. And you know, tongue in cheek, in the back of my mind, I always thought, well, they just keep changing the rules, right?
Getting MVP was probably the highlight of my life over there. I was 15, turned 16 over there. To make an open men's team at 16 and to go to a World Cup and beat Australia 2 games out of 3, it was awesome.
Yeah, Remus Gentle's a young player that started with us, Galaxy. I think he was 13.
Pete was a big part of my life in my touch career growing up. He kind of showed me the way how to play touch properly. I knew how to play touch, but not the way that he coached me and showed me. Like, everything that I know in touch, it's got to go to him. Like, without him, I probably wouldn't be playing today.
He was quite an enigma, Remus. He had so much talent. He was also a very good league player.
He's a dude, he's good, he's
larger than life.
He's larger than life. It's hard to put into words, but he's just like, he's that guy. Like, he's hard work sometimes, but you want him in your team because he can win you a game like that.
I think I'm confident, you know what I mean? Like, but people I don't know, I don't try and be too confident around them because I don't know them, but, you know, I'm just a Māori boy from GI, East Auckland. I was just brought up with my mum just brought me up and my sister. So, yeah, single mother. She wasn't rich. But, I'm grateful.
Everyone feared Remus, and they feared his sidestep, and they feared defending him, and rightly so. And for such a young one, he had a very mature mind. So I loved playing with Remus.
He tangata whakahia Peter Walrus ki tōna hononga ki te taitokerau. I pakeke mai ia I ahipara. He hapori Māori, noho tata.
So that's my mourn over there, Kariri Kura. And behind me is our whare tupuna, Ngāti Moroki. And right up top there, that's our maunga, Whangatauatia. My upbringing was in Ahipara, and it was a great upbringing. It was a generation with no devices. So it was all about swimming and riding horses and running around and playing rugby and doing all those really physical things. I have lived in Auckland for nearly 45 years. I left here at 19 when I left Ahipara and moved to Auckland, so it never changes from being your home.
Ki te honoi wairua, ki te whaiau, ki te ao marama, tihei mauri ora.
Yes, we had my dad's unveiling yesterday, here in Ahipara. And it was so good having the majority of our whānau come back for that, seeing Dad's stone unveiled and just catching up. It's such a good, memorable time. This was my father. He was a good man. He's a man well loved, great father, great husband, great grandfather. Still miss him. I was whāngai, as were my other 3 siblings, all 4 of us were. And for that generation, it was normal. You know, if a family couldn't look after so many kids, then they'd pass one on to the auntie or to the uncle or to the cousin, and they'd look after them. So lots of times the whāngai system was in place, especially back in our time. It didn't mean you loved anyone any less. It just mean you were brought up in a different family environment. So we certainly had a loving environment. I remember when my brother, when he came to live with us, a guy dropped him off, and he came inside with this boy and talking to my mum, and then the guy left and he shut the door, and the boy was banging on the door, crying for this guy. And I said, "Oh, Mum," she was in the kitchen, I said, "Mum, that man left that boy behind." And she said, "I'll go play with him, that's your brother now." So what happened was, my parents wanted me to have a brother growing up, so they got a boy from social welfare to come and be my brother.
I mahi te pāpō pira hei ringa huwhenua, me tōna māma hei nehi. Ko ia te tuarua o ngā tuākana taina tokowha.
My sister Cindy, my brother Anson, my brother Leon, and all of them have passed along with our dad, so it's me and my mum left now. Being the last sibling of our family, you know, there's times when something will flick your memory and you'll go, "Oh, geez, I can't ring my brother anymore. I'll never see my sister again." So, you know, there are times like that as you get older and you think, "Gee, that ain't ever going to happen again." So it's just part of getting old, you know. When people are gone, they're gone. And me and my mum talk about it. "Oh, it's just me and you left, Mum." I've got 3 children and 3 grandsons. So certainly they're a big part of our life, especially as I've got older. So I like to give that time for myself to train and be healthy so that I can be around and experience their milestones and stuff.
I taua rā tonu o te huranga kohatu, I tū tētahi whakataitai whutuparo pā, I tētahi wāhi ta tātū.
Welcome to the Ahipara Touch module. Fantastic to have you all here. This competition today for the long weekend is dubbed the Peter Walters Classic. So we're really excited to get this underway.
Kia ora, bro. Yeah. Really cool to see you all here. Looking forward to seeing you all running around and having fun. So this is my home and this is your home. So yeah, look forward to having a really fun night. Come on.
You're watching?
Ki te hapori o konei, he tuahanga tā pira. Ā, he tuahanga tā anō tōna, I te taha o te whira.
Having my mum on the sideline, watching me at the tournament the other day was great. She probably couldn't see me, it's just a blur because she can't see that far, but just knowing she was on the sideline with all our whānau and running around with nieces and nephews and a moko, and yeah, it was really cool. My mums and my dad, they were always big supporters of me. So yeah, mum's 95, so she's still going strong. Yeah, my wife's been a huge part of how I've had to be successful. You know, she's been parked up under a tree watching hours and hours of touch. I couldn't have done what I'd done if she hadn't done her job. She's been there from day one, looking after all the kids and prepping the food, and just been awesome.
Neke atu I te whātekau tau ia I tēnei kēmu. He aha te tino hiringa kia pira.
Some of the most memorable highlights in my career, one that comes to mind straight away was in 2002. I changed to play mix so that I could run with my daughter.
Here, unable to finish off. Short ball, numbers out wide. Walters for Kylie Walters. Yes! Fabulous.
It was a highlight because me and my daughter both played in that team and it was cool and we both scored in the final and yeah, that was a big one for me playing with my girl.
Touches mate. Walters is out to the left-hand side. He's going to get it himself.
And he's in. Peter Walters has won it for Auckland.
Auckland 2002.
In the drop-off.
Ka rea no kia oti ngā whakatutukinga nui ki tana rārangi tohu whakamiharo. Ko te aha te whainga nui kitua, kia tākaro ki te upu o te ao ki ngā rangi e kaina mumai ana.
So that's the big sand dune we're going to. Is that one over there? Yeah.
Ka tākaro a pira mā te kaparima te kaumārima te pakeke. Aha koa ono te kaumāwhā tōna kaumātua. He ri te tonutana ki me ngā ara heioranga mo tōna tinana. Pēnei I te reihi ngā reanga hau o te whānau Walters. Ki runga, ki raro hoki I nei tā huahua puke puke.
Kia ora team, we're at the biggest dune in New Zealand, just past the Iron Gate here. Great training memories here on this dune. Not a sweat, and it's a good training work. I always found it worked a lot for me running the dunes and just running on the sand. Awesome. Come on. Okay. If you want to be that player that's in the top echelon, you got to get up for those 5:30 runs. You got to eat properly. You know, you got to train properly. I must say, when you get older, it's more crucial to do the strength component. Otherwise, your bones get brittle and weak. So, being active all the time, I recommend to people, especially as they're getting older. It's so crucial. So, first one down to there. Oh!
Ko mātu rātou, e o mana I te papa o neone. Me te aha, ko pira te tuatahi katai kirara. Ko tatu ki te upu o te ao, koe nei pea te wā whakamutunga ki a pira. He tino eke ngā whakamiharo tēnei, ko rongo ia I te angitu, e hehia na ia ke whakairihia o na pūtu I te tahi wā pai.
The Touch World Cup we're at here in Nottingham. I am head coach of the Open Mixed and I'm also playing in the 55 men's.
Ko te kapa hanumi Aotearoa ana ke te tima, kua toa whakauhu waka I te upu o te ao. Arā I te tau iwa te kaumāiwa me te tau 2012. Ko karangahia pita hei kai ārahi mo tēnei tima, ki te mētara kaura me tētahi rōpu kai tākaro kai ako, whakahihiri.
Keep our lift speed fast. We've done a really couple of fast sets, especially on fifth final. Just drop.
So when Pete was brought back as a mentor, that was really exciting. But when he actually, I guess, come back on the tools, yeah, that would probably be the highlight of my coaching career.
Yes, I think 50 hard, and then just really direct off there.
We had an amazing, exciting group of athletes. Tā koha, tō mātou kāpene, you know, tino he tangata hāngai, he tangata u, hari I te tangata kōrero, he tangata ka whakaatu, te tuatahi. So really lucky to have that type of leadership.
He nui te awenga takoha I ngā whanaketanga o te kapa aiwi o ngā tihine. Ko ia te kai tākoro pakeke katoa o te tima. He nihoroa, he pūkenga nō hoki ki te ārahi.
Me puna taku kōrero I ngana hau te karo I tērā haipapa, ki te ārahi I te tima, I te mea I te tino hehea hau te arotahi kia hau anō, ki tōku kēmu ki oku pūkenga. Nā Pete a hau I kōwhiri,
ki te arahi te tima, no reira ko ai au te karo i ngā tonoa te tangata, te hautupu ara Peter Walters. Ko tahi wiki te roa o te whakataitai. Haunga ngā tairo o te wiki, ka rea no te tima kia rangona te haukerekere.
Our campaign so far for the mixed team, and we've played a few games already, is that we're on target. There's no real injuries at this stage, and things are going well. There's always improvements to be made with combinations and pods, and we have to have cover ready for injury if that happens as well. Some guys are getting fatigued, some of the players are getting fatigued, but you always things that come along that you have to manage.
Australia and New Zealand! Ko te rangi whakamutunga tēnei. Ko eke panuku te tima I tōna puna whiringa whānui. Me te aha, ko eke ki te tino wero. Arā ki ahi te reiri.
Open begins us here. The most unique element of touch rugby. 6 touches for Australia to respond. They've been shut out twice already by New Zealand. But this is lovely hands. There's the wide pass. The wing is free. Step back. Inside. No chance for Bazounis. Anderson round the corner. He'll go himself to the
I mua hoki I te kēmu I whakapono nui au I a mātou ngā pūkenga, I ngā mātou ngā toki e whakaihu waka ai te whakataitai o te ao. Haere te wā, tai ki te wehenga tuarua I whakapono tonu hau, ka tutuki I a mātou tērā whainga nui.
New Zealand looking to go tit for tat.
Heke mutāu tūtu, he whakaeke wawana, he ārai māro te karawhi. Engari, ka tahuri te waka. Kei raroa o te aroa, e putu ana.
They've done sent a couple of mid sweepers. Potentially they go back to running the links. Now they're going to go mid. Tomahawking. Anderson hawking again, and he goes down. And he's fallen. He slipped in the high field turf.
One real massive moment in the game was when Tomahawking went down.
He'll be carried off the field. Clapped off the field as well.
Tama himself was already, for me, one of probably up in the top 2 for our MVP before the final. Once he got injured and we lost Tama, I don't think we recovered from replacing him in that pod.
Australia perhaps with seconds to go. Still have an opportunity here. There goes the buzzer. Hagganis is caught. We finished 7.
He ngaro manga nui ia tama ki Aotearoa. Ka au ki te whitu, I te whio tuamatangi. Ko eke te whiringa toa ki te wā apiti. Me te aha, ka huri hei ke mutakiwha.
In Nottingham, dramatic scenes after 40 minutes. Nothing can separate the tie.
Hey, all we need to do is play our game. They're going to fall to our game. Trust in each other, look at each other, play for each other. All right, that's us.
Doing a train that we need power on the ball. So we've got a 2-man train and then we hit from there. Get that part sorted. We're creating opportunities down there. Really up, but we've got to get off our line.
Go, mate, 1, 2, 3, go!
If you defend first in a drop-off, it's pretty hard to stop a team from scoring. And so Australia had the ball first. And that was another moment, and that's just an uncontrollable moment, that one.
But here's Australia's first 4. Chris Lennon amongst them, lifted by Zara Nicholas, who's done everything in the game. Bazounis, space on the outside. David across to make the touch is Fisher. Chris Lennon puts on the handbrake because he knows that Australia have done it.
Ko tūtuki Aotearoa I te tairo whakamutunga. He kakari toipoto, engari au ware ake.
Yeah, so we've just lost the World Cup final in the open mixed against Australia in a drop-off, so 7-all extra time. We dropped down to 4 players. Look, I'm hugely disappointed for my team.
Hei ko wareware kē au te ngā kupu I puta I taku waha. Engari ko te mea tuatahi te tihi o whakaaro ko te tauawhi I aku hoa. He tangata tuatahi he kai tākoro tuarua. Aneira ko tāku ko te te ata mirimiri I te wairua. O te tima, heoi kāre au te I tino whakapono I hinga mātou. Nā reira, ko tāku he tiaki āhau, engari me I whai wāhi tonu ki te ata mirimiri I te wairua o taku tima me aku hoa.
We've just got to keep trying. You know, you almost don't know what to say to the team when you put so much in, and it's a fine line between winning and losing, but you keep your head up and you just got to carry on forward. You know, you take the loss, keep your head up, be proud of what we've achieved and move on.
I te mutunga iho, he me tarahiriwa mā pira. Hei kaiako, hei kai tākoro anō hoki mā te kaparima te kaumārima. Hei ua te whakapono e te kautau te pakeke ona tēnei o ana hoariri. Ahakoa te tatao ngāpiro I te whiringatoa, kahinga tonu ki te kapa hitareiria. Koinei pea te upu o te ao whakamutunga hei tākoro mana. Kia pira, he nui no atu I te kēmu. He oranga, he hapore manawa nui, he āhuru mō wai mōna. Kei tū atu I tana awenga I te kēmu, kei ngā whakareanga, kei ngā hākina maha, kei ngā whenua maha putanoa.
When anybody, mentions touch, you think of Pete Walters. Like, he's, the GOAT of touch. He's Mr. Touch himself, and he's the one that really put the sport, out there.
He is the best version of what touch can do for you over a period of time.
And Pete's just an inspiration to anyone that plays touch and what he does for the game and for people just to grow the game and what he has done. He's going to be well known for forever.
Pete's an absolute icon of the sport. He's the most famous touch player in the world and coach. When you travel overseas with him and you're walking around a touch tournament, people come up and ask Pete for his autograph. They want photos taken with him.
Yeah, it is a special moment when kids come up and not just kids, people in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s even will come up and we'll have a conversation because they've felt that they've been inspired by seeing me play, even as an old man, and and someone's talked about, oh, there is that, the guy who's been around for a while, and there he is there, and yeah, I totally want to help out if that inspires someone, and I think, oh, that's cool. It does make me want to keep going, to be fair. And I think that's been a lot of my inspiration to carry on training and stuff, because you remember those times and you think, yeah, I'm going to go to training again today, whereas other times you maybe think, oh, well, I'm not going to go today.
Are you sure this is your last World Cup?
No, I'm not sure.
He's going to get it himself back, and he's in penalty. This is one and for all. They had adjustment in the Australian defence. Rolled us and
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
We go again, boys. We go again, man. Turn your water in.
Ko te reo, te take.